Imagine this. You're 72 years old, lost alone in the Arizona wilderness. Your phone is dead, there's no path, no help, and you only have three options. Either sit there and wait for death, or forget your age and become a fighter. March 2016, Ann Rogers was traveling alone in her white sedan through eastern Arizona. Her destination was a small family visit. The route was familiar, her confidence was high. But nature has its own plans, and human plans? They're just suggestions. Ann Rogers' GPS was suggesting a shortcut near the Canyon Creek area, a place where cell towers are scarce, where roads are rough, and where, if something goes wrong, help is hours away. But Ann Rogers thought she was an experienced driver. What could go wrong? And that very thought led her to a place where her car stopped cooperating. The engine died, wouldn't restart, no signal on her phone, nobody around. And now Ann Rogers realized she was in trouble, serious trouble. For the first few hours, Ann Rogers waited, thinking maybe a car would pass by, maybe a hiker would appear. But as the sun began to set and darkness started creeping in, she understood that nobody comes here randomly. This wasn't a highway, this was wilderness, raw, unpredictable, and unforgiving. The temperature dropped at night. Ann Rogers pulled out blankets from her car, closed the windows, and spent the first night with hope that morning would bring change. But morning only brought one thing, the realization that now she depended on herself, nobody else. And this was the moment when Ann Rogers had to make the biggest decision that would define her survival. Staying in the car seemed safe, but food was running out, water was running out, and there was no sign of rescue. So, do you think Ann Rogers made the right decision to leave the car and start walking, or should she have stayed? You'll find out by the end, but first, understand what Ann Rogers did in the next 9 days that doctors found hard to believe. On day 2, Ann Rogers gathered some essentials from her car, a flashlight, some clothes, and her determination, and then she started walking, slowly, carefully, because even a small injury could be fatal here. Arizona's wilderness is no joke. There are rattlesnakes, scorpions, coyotes, and the biggest enemy is dehydration, which you don't even realize until your body slowly shuts down. By day 3, Ann Rogers' water ran out. Her lips started cracking, her throat went dry, and then she found a small pond. But the water wasn't clean. It had algae, insects, and probably bacteria too. But Ann Rogers knew there was no choice. Dying from dehydration was certain. Contaminated water might let her survive, so she took the risk and drank it.
Every day became a pattern. Wake up in the morning, find water, find shade because Arizona's sun is merciless, and then walk, slowly, strategically, conserving energy. Ann Rogers started eating wild plants. She didn't know which ones were safe and which weren't, so she tested them in small quantities. If her stomach didn't react, then she ate a little more. It was Russian roulette with nature. One wrong plant and game over. By day 5, Ann Rogers' body was seriously weak. Walking was difficult. Her mind was getting foggy. Sometimes she felt like she heard voices, but nobody was there. These were hallucinations from dehydration. But Ann Rogers kept her mind in control. She started talking to herself, singing songs, recalling memories, because she knew that if the mental game was lost, the physical game would automatically end. On day 7, Ann Rogers implemented a strategy that became the most important part of her survival. She started leaving signs at different spots, arranged rocks in specific patterns, tied pieces of cloth to trees, because she knew that if a rescue team came, they would definitely notice these. On day 8, Ann Rogers was almost ready to give up. There was no energy left in her body. Her feet had blisters, her legs could barely move, and a moment came when she felt like she couldn't go on. But then she remembered her grandchildren, remembered her family, and told herself, "I won't go down this easily." And this self-talk, this mental strength was what carried her to the next day. On the morning of day 9, Ann Rogers saw movement in the distance. At first, she thought it was a hallucination. But as she focused, she realized it was a helicopter, a rescue helicopter that was searching the area after spotting her signs. Anne Rogers used every bit of her remaining energy to wave her hands, call out, and when the helicopter came close, that moment is hard to describe. The moment when you realize you've survived. You didn't give up. You challenged nature and won. When the rescue team found Anne Rogers, they were shocked. A 72-year-old woman who had been alone in the wilderness for 9 days, without proper food, without clean water, and still alive. Not just alive, but conscious too. Doctors said that Anne Rogers' survival wasn't just luck, it was her mental strength, her discipline, and her decision not to give up no matter what. According to medical reports, Anne Rogers was dehydrated, had lost weight, had minor injuries but no major organ damage because she had smartly managed her energy, didn't panic, and didn't fight nature but adapted to it. So what does Anne Rogers' story teach us? It teaches us that age is just a number when willpower is strong. It teaches us that in every situation there are two paths, panic or plan. And it teaches us that as long as you don't accept defeat, nobody can defeat you, whether it's nature or any challenge in life. If you found this story inspiring, hit the like button, share it so others can learn that survival isn't just physical, but mental too. And definitely comment what you would do in this situation. And if you want to see more real survival stories like this, subscribe to the channel, because I keep bringing stories of heroes who prove that humans have so much strength inside them that they can turn the impossible into possible.